Hi everyone, this portion of the week is the portion of Mikketz, and the portion starts with Joseph's dream. And Joseph, of course, as we know, is the master dreamer and master dream interpreter. And in the dream, in the dream that he has to interpret for Pharaoh, obviously he was very successful, and Pharaoh elevated him to a very high place in his court. But up till now, we know that Joseph's dreams only kind of brought family feuds, if you want to say, because he had dreamt in the previous portion of 11 sheaves that bowed down to his sheaf. And, the brothers knew that Joseph was a holy man, and they knew that he was very elevated, and they knew that he could deal with any kind of negative influences or, be able to weather the world on his own. But they didn't believe that he could elevate the world to a higher spiritual place. So when they heard the first dream about the 11 sheaves, they had a question. They said, and it says in the Bible, will he then be a king over us, or if he will govern over us like a judge? And Shem Shmuel says that there's a little bit of a weird thing here. First of all, there's the repetition of king and judge, and then there's the word if. What does that if mean? So what Shem Shmuel explains is that there are two different things between king and govern and the word if. What does this mean? It says that in the first several hundred years of the Jews being in the land of Israel, they had many judges over the land. And only several hundred years later did they go to the prophet Samuel and say, we need a king. We want a king anointed over us, and that was King Saul. So what's the difference between a king and a judge? So, a judge was there to fight the battles, to fight the wars, to protect the people of the land, to make sure that everything is in order. A king went way beyond that. A king was there to help elevate the consciousness of spirituality, the consciousness of Torah, the consciousness of studying and connecting to the Creator. So, in short, the judge was a governor who governed over the land, but the king was someone who was able to spread the godliness and elevate everyone around him. Joseph's dream of the sheaves and told the brothers, who believed 100%, what Joseph was dreaming about, and that's why they were so worried. The sheaves implied that the brothers would be governed over Joseph, and they were okay with that because they thought, okay, he would be a judge or he would be a governor, and he would be in charge of us, but there would be someone above him. He wouldn't be the ultimate king. And they were okay with that. But when they heard the second dream, where the sun and the moon, which represented their mother and father, was also bowing down to Joseph, that's when they started worrying. Why were they worrying? Because they understood that Joseph wouldn't just be governing over them, he would be the king. He would be the one who would raise and elevate the world in consciousness and spirituality. And they were worried because they knew that the king would come from Judah, not from Joseph. And that's why they were determined to prevent him from becoming king. They didn't really see the whole picture. They sold him into slavery to make sure that he wouldn't be king, that Judah would be king. What the brothers didn't know was that Joseph was 100% capable, of course, of governing as a judge and ruling as a king. He was able to elevate everyone around him, as far as elevating even the Egyptians to a different consciousness. So Shem Shmuel points out here that there's a difference between Joseph and his brothers. There's two kinds of ways of connecting to the Creator. The first way is people who are excited, are happy, the people that pray and they connect to the Creator with song, and they're always happy and joyous and excited. And then there's the people who understand the power of the Creator. They understand the awesome existence of the Creator, and they connect to the Creator with fear and with awe and understand the power of the godliness. The second kind of people, the ones that connect through fear and awe, are considered the people who are in the inner circle of the Creator. The ones who connect with happiness and joy and excitement are sort of more removed from the Creator. They're the outer circle. Why is that? when we understand the power of the Creator and the awesome existence of the Creator, it's almost impossible not to live in fear, but not bad fear, good fear, understanding that the Creator is in charge of everything. And both ways are fine. There's not one way wrong or one way right. According to the Tikkunei Zohar, there's a description that the two kinds of connecting to the Creator and spirituality are compared to Shabbat and the holidays. And each one of them is different. Shabbat is on a higher level, since with the meditation and the intellectual achievement, they reach a state of awe. But those who are from the category of holidays, the love of God is a greater influence in the physical world, where they connect on a happy level, excitement, joy. So they reveal the godliness in the universe and elevate it through dancing and singing and excitement. And Shemi Shmuel says that Joseph was connected to the Shabbat, or the ones that connected to the Creator in fear and awe. It was not with excitement, and it was kind of silent and intellectual, and he knew what was right. He knew the system. He understood the system of spirituality, and he was in fear and awe of the Creator all the time. Whereas his brothers, on the other hand, were more of the heart. They connected with singing and dancing. And you can see this also, for example, in King David, who came from the line of Judah, who was very famous for his songs and his verbal praises of the Creator and connecting through joy and excitement. And that's why we come to the difference in opinions between Joseph and his brothers. Each one had their own approach, and each one desired to have his way be the right way. Joseph wanted to persuade the entire world to worship God as the way he did, with intellectuality and study and understanding and fearing and through awe. And his brothers wanted to instruct the world to connect to the Creator with excitement and song and dance and reveal the godliness through that. The brothers thought that by removing Joseph, they would be able to make sure that their way would happen. But the truth is that their approach is not applicable to the world as it is today. Because in today's world, it's very hard to connect to the actual godliness, the actual essence of the Creator. In our world today, both connections are correct. There are people who want to connect to their spirituality, to their godliness through dance and excitement and joy and happiness. And they won't necessarily go deep into the study or the intellect or understanding through fear and awe of the Creator, which is okay. That's what works for them. And then there are those who are quiet, who aren't necessarily going to dance and sing and be excited, but they study and they understand the connection to the Creator, and they're in fear and in awe. And both ways are right. So for us, we need to find our way of connecting. There's no wrong way, there's no right way. It's the way that works for you. The important thing is to understand that there is a greater entity, that there is a God, that there is a Creator, that there is spirituality, that there is a system that's beyond us, that can help us and bring us to a better place in our life. Thank you.